Uh, but we thought we'd do this episode on a topic we were just discussing earlier in the evening, which was simply how do you get through to some of the people who support left-leaning causes? Just because, to us, I mean, from a simple evidentiary standpoint, the reality is there's some very profound problems in this country that obviously the steps we've been taking and the policies that have been in place uh,
Are
across
harmful.
Canada are basically actively harming the country,
Right.
whether it's the inflation that's raising the cost of living, the price of housing, the immigration policies, the crime policies, the drug policies.
Food insecurity.
Yeah, I
The list goes on
just
and
the
on,
economic
essentially.
policies in general.
Right. But
Uh,
social
ha-
policies as well.
yeah,
Almost, it seems like the social and the economic fabric of our society has been falling apart in every measurable way. And so, to me, I've never been a conservative supporter my whole life, and I'm very honest about that. And I've had an interest in politics since I was a very very young girl, almost since I could talk. My dad was always watching CNN and Fox News, so I was always growing up watching the news. And they would actually value my opinion regarding politics even at a young age, like elementary age. And they would say, Michelle, who should we vote for? And I would say, Jean Chrétien. Like, I loved the liberals. And at that time, I mean, they very much mirrored similarly to how the Democrats operated in the States during that period with Bill Clinton. And they were more centrist leaning than anything. They were fairly logical, pragmatic. There wasn't anything extremist about them per se. So I gravitated towards them. But when I see that their policies have been causing so much damage in society, it's hard. It was hard for me to defend it. And my loyalty is not fixed to a specific party. If, let's say, the conservatives win and their policies are somehow way more damaging than the liberals, I will jump ship. I will jump ship. So I'm not tied to something, and I think that's important for us. That's an important stance for all people to take. You're not working for these people; they're working for you. And if their policies are ruining everything around you, then you have to kind of wake up and see and just be honest with yourself. Just try and detach yourself from that cognitive dissonance and just realize, hey, what I'm supporting might not be helpful anymore.
I mean, I will concede that at times when we see there's conservative governments that have been in power for a very long time, they can get stale and complacent,
Right.
which can be true of any government.
Sure, sure.
But just on a fundamental level,
Hmm.
their understanding of economics tends to be better,
Yes.
and their understanding of human nature is always going to be better than the Liberal Party because the liberal and left wing politics is always rooted in these kind of unfortunately false assumptions that are overly generous about human nature. They assume
Yes.
people are fundamentally good,
Right.
and for example, when you're dealing with criminals, they assume that there are no bad people.
Right. That
Uh,
everyone can be rehabilitated.
Everyone's a victim. Everyone
Everyone.
can be
Right.
rehabilitated, and there's no need to try and deter people through any kind of harsh exercises of power.
Sure.
To protect the public, and
Sure.
unfortunately, people aren't like that. I mean,
No, they're not.
if we were all good, decent, and wholesome, we wouldn't need things like courts. We wouldn't need
No.
lawyers. We
We
wouldn't need
wouldn't
police
probably need the
officers.
government.
But the simple fact is
People
that
need order.
you need to impose order on society. You
Absolutely.
can't have this kind of freewheeling anarchy where everyone's going to do good,
Right.
be good, and and decent and honest with each other. It's just not the way of the world. It's not the way of people.
Right. We're not that evolved yet in this point of history. And I don't know if we ever will be, because I'm sure that a lot of liberals and NDP, anyone pretty much on the left, I'm sure that most of them, the majority of them, have hope for people and they genuinely see the best in people. The problem is that the intention can only matter so much. What matters more overwhelmingly is the end result. And if the end result is so damaging, then what you
Well,
want to do really doesn't matter if it's going to employ such damage